All right, everyone, Supreme Kami over here. So I wasn't planning to do another 3-on-3 arena video with you guys over here, but if you guys have played today already, you guys should probably know who is on the enemy list over here. So I'm actually gonna be fighting myself today. So I'm on the first wave over here. So I don't know why they picked me for whatever reason. But it looks like I have the highest combat power of all of them, and yeah. But if you guys did play already, you guys will probably find this today probably the most smoothest. No hassle, no continuous EX skill landing you guys because my build today or the build they picked for whatever reason is more of like a hybrid build. I don't know. I know I built this build probably somewhere around last week. It's more of like a hybrid cooldown reduction build. So I think I was maintaining around 80% cooldown. And then in terms of what what you guys would have seen me execute along the match is a EXQ move called Charge Up Alpha. I think it's Charge Up Shot Alpha. So that what that basically does is allow me to recover I think 68% of reduce 68% cooldown for my EX skill. So I was like cheesing in that along like I was trying to have a little bit of both, right? I want to cheese in some cooldown reduction. I want to cheese in a little bit of shot attack, just like powerhouse, like just try to do a little bit of power damage and all that. But that's the build that went with. I don't know why. I guess we can just kind of join the batch real quick and just kind of explain a little bit. So what people been telling me, like experts in the 3-on-3 arena or just any like how like computer generated how they pick each skill. I think typically they pick the first three on the list. So so in terms of first three on the list, obviously the head EX skill is the X Divider, the one that has a charge up alpha. So that's what I have on there already. In terms of you guys can see that like right there, the unit zero, the zero unit right there, that's me. That's literally what I am piloting right now. You guys do see that I have Accelerator, right? You got Rolling Buster right there, and then look at that. You got some healing right there, and look at that. Consistently activating that charge up alpha, which is not an E skill I'm currently running, but it does seem that when it's generated by a computer, that is what we're getting. So that's yeah, again. So that leads me to a conclusion that the game, like just basing off of this, uh, of all the unit I went into, like of all the different setup, I have kind of like or the game have kind of taken into consideration. It looks like a cooldown build was kind of like something they pick up from. That kind of leads me to draw just a slight conclusion that the game, or in terms of how they want to be handling what kind of enemy we're looking at, they seems to be picking on like any user that has had ever used a cooldown reduction build. That is something that they're pretty much doing. I have not really tested out into the other phase, but from what I have seen from previous day, I think I have seen a lot of like just EXT spamming. So that kind of leads me to thinking, oh, do they just generally pick it or pick enemy that has used the cooldown reduction build before? If that is so, I think that is pretty demoralizing because that is literally what everyone is complaining. Because they cannot really do anything besides the fact that they get spam on that. So I do hope that it's gonna be something that would change eventually, maybe later. I don't know, which is kind of it's look weird, right? So let me do kind of all right. I forgot you cannot really use that. So let me use my axe right now. I didn't want to see what the second phase has in store for us over here. Like I don't know if there's gonna be any cooldown reduction build on this one over here, but I do assume that in terms of different players, I think they all have cooldown reduction build. I think that's generally yeah. Look at that. There's no way there's yeah. There's no way you would see two yeah. That's the cooldown reduction build right there already. Because typically you will not see the H1 and full Glanza EX to come back that fast. So that leads me to draw another conclusion that is going to be another reduction build right off the bat. So it's kind of just kind of wrong seeing them like encouraging people using cooldown reduction builds type of stuff. It's not that it's a bad game mechanic. It literally anyone can build it, right? It's just better. It's just a matter of fact that do you know the game knowledge? So yeah, let me see. Does this person have a cooldown reduction build? If I see another, yeah, this one is another reduction build right there, the zero unit. You guys can see that. Is that a zero unit? I think yeah, or no, that's not. That is yeah, but that is gonna be another cooldown reduction bit again, which is unfortunate. It is what it is. Just game mechanics with it, right? It's not no hacks, none of that. It's just more of like more game mechanics for players to just kind of learn. It's not something they teach on like on the books. It's more like people find out eventually. They can I can compare few of these EX2 together, right? So let me just kind of finish things off over here. But it's just interesting what they pick, right? I think my build is just a lot more doable. Just because let me actually give you guys a rundown of, like what is equipped on that main unit. That can just just to let you guys know how like what people tell me. So if I go to my build right now, in terms of forming a squad, so this is the unit they kind of like drive from over here. And then in terms of what they had picked, right? What they have picked from the list over here. Let me see. So people tell me some expert, not just people who have more knowledge than me, obviously. They told me they would generally pick the first three geek skill. So that's why you would see the Gundam X the Butterhead being used the most frequently. And then to just kind of draw the conclusion is that build I used in the actual game right there, that was more of like a hybrid build I was mentioning. So that leads me to thinking, oh, because there's no way, right? Because like in terms of let me set this up quick. I want to see what's the cooldown on this one is over here. It's a 45-second, right? There's no way. I just don't see a way that I can spam it that fast. So that's why it just led to my thinking, oh, that has to be my hybrid build because there's no way. And then you guys would have probably saw the Gundam Tron 3 EX skill somewhere in there. That should have activated along. That should have activated in there, but it did not. The next one you should have probably saw was the Dual Assault Stroud Army EX skill, but I did not see that anywhere in there. I don't know. I just didn't see it. So that's just what I kind of like want to talk to you guys about. It's just more of like you want to call it like an update video if you will, because I was able to see myself like in the match, so I can just kind of like just kind of take a look at, all right, what are we doing, right? So I think that is pretty much it. Just want to just give you guys a little bit of a rundown over here. I'm not even sure if this is anything that people are interested in about, but I do know that a lot of people are just kind of like talking about, oh, people are spamming EX2 left and right, and it didn't really happen to me sometimes. So I'm just wondering why. But I guess kind of looking at this match right now, this kind of leads me to believe they tend to pick enemy, or in terms of enemy setup, that usually has some cooldown reduction build. I hope that this is a theory that can be debunked soon, probably. I don't know, but as of right now, in terms of like the early stage, I think that is what we are seeing so far. But that should be pretty much it for this video. I just want to just let you guys know what's my thought right now. So pretty interesting fighting myself, and then like, good thing I didn't do any extra drop, or I think a lot of people will be mad. But that should be pretty much it. And then I'll see you guys all on the next one.